The Scott Drake spoiler that we're talking about here today should appeal to the 2015 and newer Fastback owners who are looking for an aggressive design, but with a low profile that will certainly change up the rear end and at the same time not be over the top. Now, the Scott Drake option will feature a durable yet very lightweight ABS plastic build, along with this satin or matte black finish, all for right around that high $100 price point. So as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, I feel like this particular Scott Drake spoiler will take the modern and aggressive design of some of the other spoilers, such as Scott Drake's wicker bill, and just turn down the volume ever so slightly to deliver something that's going to balance those more aftermarket or aggressive looks we all dig, but without being too big or too gaudy or over the top. Now, at first glance, this spoiler does share a very similar design with that wicker bill option, also from Scott Drake that I just mentioned, but that spoiler, the wicker bill, is extremely wild from a size and angle standpoint. Basically, it looks just like this, but just turned all the way up. On top of that, you're adding the clear Lexan flap here for the middle, which is going to maybe be a little bit much for some casual Mustang fans. Now again, this option is going to give you that same great shape, I think just the right amount of angle and size, and along with that cutout here in the middle, which will really give this spoiler more character, but at the same time will give you a little bit more visibility out of that rear window. As far as your construction is concerned, you're going to find what is called a blow molded ABS plastic build here, guys, which is going to be very lightweight and very durable. Finished off in that more matte black, I would say, coating, which does actually have a UV protector baked in here, and that's just going to help prevent any fading over the years. But the matte black, I always like this option for any color S550 out there because obviously going to offer a nice little contrast even on some of the gloss black cars. But now let's switch gears and talk about the install a little bit more, guys. Site's going to call this a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and an hour or so to complete from start to finish. Now, honestly, guys, the install will be different for folks who already have a spoiler installed compared to those who do not. Now, if you do not have a factory spoiler installed, well, obviously a little bit more work involved, and you'll need to grab that drill. If not, well, basically, you're looking at a socket set along with a panel removal tool or maybe some fishing line. Heat gun certainly going to be helpful in removing that factory spoiler and releasing that adhesive. But to give you a better idea of just how things might go down on your S550 at home, check out this detailed walkthrough from an AM customer now.
All right, so the first and arguably the most important part of the process is just making sure that whatever you're applying the double-sided tape to is perfectly clean and wiped down. So you're going to want to use some sort of degreaser and a microfiber cloth. All right, so now comes the fun part of making sure this is lined up, getting ready to actually peel that plastic off of the double-sided tape. So what I like to do is line it up just by hand, and then once you think you've got it just about as good as you can get by hand, that's where the blue masking tape comes into play. I like to put a little piece right somewhere in the middle point so this rear view camera works as a perfect middle point there. I like to put a piece of tape there, have that connection run all the way up, and once that's there, you can just sever that tape there, and now you've got a perfect marker for where you think the middle is. All right, so what I've done here is added a piece of blue masking tape to each side of the wing here, and what that does kind of gives you this hinge effect, meaning you have access to the bottom of that double-sided tape without losing the placement. And so what I'm going to do here is lift this up, pull the double-sided tape, put it back down, press it down, make sure that seal is created, pull the tape, and you're done. All right, so I've now removed the backing of the double-sided tape, and I'm going to just gently lower it back into its place. All right, so once you've got it all lined up, looks like I just about got mine there. What we want to do is just make sure you put a good amount of pressure on that double-sided tape, because this stuff is definitely strong enough to keep this wing on, but it's only as strong as the seal you give it. All right, now that that's all on there and secure, you just peel the masking tape that you originally put on there to help line you up. Pull that off.
So if you're looking for an aftermarket spoiler that will deliver just the right amount of aggressiveness to the rear end of your S550 at home, you'll want to check out this option from Scott Drake right here at AmericanMuscle.com.